On October the 14th, 1947, Chuck Yeager did something that many pilots died trying before him and that many engineers have become convinced could not be done. He broke the sound barrier, and aviation's never been the same since then. You know, in the spiritual world, there's another barrier that many of us find hard to break through, and some people think you can't, and I call it the prayer barrier. Well, there was a prophet named Jeremiah, and he wrote one little verse in the Bible that revolutionized the way I see prayer. Here's what he said in Jeremiah 33:3. He said, "Call to me, and I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things that you do not know." What if you had a special phone? Maybe it was a red phone, but what if you had a special phone on your desk, and you knew that every time you picked up that phone, God would be on the other end of that line? You know what? You'd carry that phone with you everywhere. You'd never let that phone out of your sight, and you'd be talking a mile a minute, right? Well, you know what? We do have a phone like that. It's invisible. It's called prayer. And I want you to listen to what Jeremiah said, because there's some of you right now, you need to reconnect with God through the power of prayer. And here's what Isaiah said. He said, number one, talk to God. He hears prayer. God said, call to me. Now, if God would not tell us to call to Him if He was not going to listen to us and hear us. And every time you pick up your end of the phone, I promise you, God picks up His end of the phone. And you know what I love about it? There's no lag time. You don't have to make an appointment. You don't sit in an office waiting. He's always ready. The moment you say God, He's all ears. He's listening to you. Talk to God. He hears prayer. Trust God. Listen, He heeds prayer. God answers prayer. By the way, God answers every prayer. You know that? I've heard people say, well, I prayed a prayer and God didn't answer it. Well, no's an answer. Okay? No's an answer. So even no is an answer. And here's what I want you to understand. The only unanswered prayer is the unoffered prayer. When you pray, God answers that prayer. You talk to God, He hears prayer. You trust God, He heeds prayer, and then you thank God, He honors prayer. He says, you know what? I will show you great and hidden things you have not known. You know why I'm doing this right now? You know why I'm even standing here, and why I'm a pastor, and why I preach, and why I teach, and why I even write books like I write? Because a grandmother who died 5 years before I was born prayed and asked God every day, would you call somebody out of my family into the ministry? I was going to be an attorney, a lawyer. I wasn't going to be in the ministry. The week before I graduated from college and to go to law school, God called me to preach. And it was only after I told my mom and dad that my mom, weeping, said, you're not going to believe this. You are the answer to my grandmother's prayer. It took God 35 years to answer that prayer, but He did. And He'll answer your prayer because it says so in His Word.